Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me as always as we talk some more movie news. So we got a update regarding the Sergeant Rock movie. So we know that Daniel Craig was attached to this movie, but it looks like that's fallen by the wayside, and now it looks like the next actor is up, and it looks like Colin Farrell, the Penguin himself, is in talks to star in the Sergeant Rock movie for DC Studios. This is super exciting. Colin Farrell coming off of his performance as the Penguin in the HBO series. The actor has never been this hot before. What he did with the Penguin was nothing short of a masterpiece, and if he can bring some of that energy over to a Sergeant Rock project, then I think we're going to be in for something really rather special. So let's dive into this article here from The Hollywood Reporter, and let's break down some of this news and see exactly what's going on with this Sergeant Rock movie. So Colin Farrell in talks to star in Sergeant Rock for DC Studios. So, Luca Guadagnino is directing the World War II war movie based on the comic character. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that second name there. I think it's Guadagnino. I've never heard it been said, so I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. But yeah. Anyway, so we have a great picture here of Will Ferrell himself. I mean, the guy is just Oscar caliber through and through, one of the best in the business. We'd absolutely be winning to get him in the Sergeant Rock DC project. I mean, keeping hold of the actor inside the DC family is a great thing to do. Although the Penguin is part of the Matt Reeves Batman universe and not the new DC kind of multiverse, still keeping him within the DC family, keep giving him work, keep him happy. You can do no wrong with this guy as far as I'm concerned. So, Colin Farrell, who waddled his way to considerable acclaim for his work as the classic DC villain in The Penguin, is in negotiations to return to the world of DC with Sergeant Rock, the World War II action movie to be directed by Luca Guadagnino for DC Studios. So, the move comes after Daniel Craig, who circled the feature project, officially stepped away and is now entertaining a role in Greta Gerwig and Netflix's take on Narnia. No offer was actually ever made to Craig, DC Studios head James Gunn and Peter Safran said in February. So it looks like there may have been some talks going on in the background between DC Studios and Daniel Craig, but they never got to the late stages of the talks. There was no offer that was actually made for the role. At the time, they said the project would shoot this summer only if we find the perfect actor. And it looks like Colin Farrell, he may just fit the bill to be the perfect actor in this World War II epic. So the movie indeed put Sergeant Rock on track for a shoot this summer in DC Studios' production hub in England. If a deal makes, Farrell would play the tough-as-nails leader of Easy Company, the combat unit fighting Nazi forces in Europe. This is what's so exciting about DC going forward. We've got all these different projects being announced, and they sound so different from each other. We've got Superman and Supergirl, which are like these superhero action spectacles that we're kind of used to in the kind of theme of like Marvel, you know, these big action spectacles. But then we've got things like the Lanterns HBO show, which is a more grounded buddy cop kind of murder mystery show. Then we've got Brave and the Bold, which is a dynamic between Batman and Damian Wayne, father and son chemistry. We've also got things like body horror type of movie they're doing on the Clayface movie. So there's lots of different projects that are going to be feeling very different from one another, and having this World War II epic movie here is just going to set itself apart from everything else that DC is doing. So created by Robert Kagener and Joe Schubert, Sergeant Rock is a World War II soldier who first appeared in comics in 1959. So this character's been around for quite a while now. His comic was one of the DC's longest running comic books. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis previously circled the role during Hollywood's multi-decade history of trying to bring the character to the big screen. This is exactly a role that I could see Arnold Schwarzenegger just fitting into. You look at his character, Dutch, from the Predator movie. I mean, just pick him out of the Predator movie and stick him straight into this movie. He would fit like a glove. You could just absolutely see it. Or someone like Sylvester Stallone, obviously playing Rambo. He would fit perfectly into the role as well. But obviously, these movies never happened for whatever reason, and it looked like Colin Farrell could be up instead. So, Sergeant Rock has a script from screenwriter Justin, I don't know how to pronounce that, guys, I do apologise, who penned Guadagnino's Challenges and Queer. Didn't Daniel Craig star in that Queer movie? I'm pretty sure he did. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it myself. Farrell portrayed Penguin as the ruthless crime lord in The Batman, Matt Reeves' gritty saga take on the Caped Crusader. He then returned to the character in The Penguin, a HBO spin-off that won widespread acclaim and awards. This is how good Farrell is, right? Listen to this, guys. This is the awards that he won. So, Colin Farrell earned a SAG Award, a Golden Globe Award, a Critics' Choice Award, Saturn Award, among other huzzas. So he won like all those awards for that role as Penguin. That's how damn good this guy is. There's a lot of speculation at the moment as to whether we're going to get a season 2. Colin Farrell has stated quite publicly and quite vividly that he didn't enjoy putting on the costume to become the Penguin. It was uncomfortable, you know, he was miserable, and that he doesn't really want to do it for a season 2. But if they pay him enough money, I'm sure that would convince him to come back. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. So, the actor, who's repped by CAA, I'm not exactly sure what that company is likely to return to the part in Reeves, the Batman sequel. Yeah, I think it's confirmed that he's definitely showing up as the Penguin in the Batman sequel, which is DC Studios' hope, could be shooting by the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, I'm not holding my breath at this point. It seems that we're never going to get this Batman movie, the Batman Part 2. We've been waiting years and years for it, and it seems like every time they're about to start shooting, it gets delayed further and further, and fans just grow more and more frustrated with it. But we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. So, if a deal makes, it also shows that Gunn and Safran are not afraid of repurposing actors from recent DC projects into current ones. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If you've got an actor or a set of actors that are really fantastic at what they do, they elevate everything that they're in, and they just basically just shine in their performances. You want to do everything you can to keep them within the DC brand. So if you've got actors like Jason Momoa, who, although his acting isn't as good as someone like isn't as good as like Colin Farrell's acting, but his charisma and charm are off the scale. Jason Momoa, you want to keep him around. People loved him as Aquaman, so having him as Lobo is a great thing to do. And if you've got Colin Farrell in the group, in the DC group as playing the Penguin, keep him on board and give him other projects and other work to do. Keep him, give him work, make him happy, make him play other characters, and just allow him to elevate other DC characters. So, Jason Momoa starred as Aquaman in late as 2023 and will be seen as anti-hero Lobo in Supergirl, The Woman of Tomorrow, which is currently shooting in England and slated for June 2026 release. I mean, that's been a fan casting for years to get Jason Momoa as Lobo. I mean, the guy just looks like Lobo without any of the makeup or CGI or prosthetics. He already is Lobo. So, they're not going to have far to go to turn him into Lobo. But guys, we come back to this. Colin Farrell as Sergeant Rock. Is this something that would make you excited to see a Sergeant Rock movie? Do you think it's a good casting, a bad casting, somewhere in the middle? Whatever your thoughts are, jump into the comment section and let me know what you think about this news. As always, guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.